So, hi everyone, today we're going on in our marathon talking about all the diseases that people tend to suffer more, that obviously influences creating bad type of outcomes for their life, whatever it is in their wealth, health, or even in their relationships and family field. So, we have to work in trying to make you a better person by understanding it, what are the examples we did where these bees can happen, how to solve it, but sometimes as well, some bees you can enjoy in your favor, and then so we're gonna work as well in how you can apply it. But then I already expect you to help me by subscribing and seeing posteriorly other videos to make you a better person, and we're gonna work in these Bs. These Bs can be declared as the duration neglect base. And what is it? It's a cognitive base where people tend to overlook the actual length of experience and hence judge it based on the most intense moments, the peak and how it ended. That as well, people tend to be influenced and like their memory after the experiences, they tend to as well focus in the initial of the experience. So we have the length of experiences that it cannot be mutable. It's like it's something, it's objectively had a specific type of length, but we sometimes we can suffer a bit, then we're kind of influenced our perception about the event and how much it has as a length based in the peak handed and how it started. So this means that a long experience filled with mostly neutral or positive moments can be remembered as bad if it ended poorly, and obviously comes as well with vice versa. So if a less a less long experiences that was less filled with so the like the opposite will be now remembered uh, in the opposite as well of outcome, as in comparison with the long experience filled with mostly neutral and positive moments was so remembered as a bad. And then so what this what can explain that? It's like our brain is not made to kind of got grasp, hold the information, hold the type of knowledge that you have kind of been exposed to during your lifetime. So your brain is gonna have to be selective because he is limited type of ability to accumulate what so is the whole type of inputs that it receives, because it cannot so get everything because it will generate overload, and then so he's gonna have to do a decision making. He's gonna select some type of experiences while other ones gonna so got forgot. And so our brain works with the parental principle as the most. So what it tends to do, it tends to see what are the most important things to take from experiences. Probably is the peak. So what was the most intense moment of the thing? We tend to more we tend to have like more emotional connection, which is like a biomarker that makes it so be less prone to be cut from our memory because it's more stronger. And the initial and the handed as like there are specific type of events like either than other one that was like the middle. No, the initial how it started something is more memorable because it's more unique at any specific type of point of length of the happening, like the middle or a bit less longer, but a bit less prior as well to the hand, or one that's a bit after the initial. No, initial and the hand are two particular ones that are more unique. They tend to be something that are most important in the to classify and to be classified as in like with biomarkers that tend to be reinforcers of memory. It tends to be something that's more special for the brain because initially is when the brain is preparing so to get to the experiences, is more with expenses, it doesn't know what's going to happen in the experience, and the hand is like something when it hence of state the behavior, and then so we have to start thinking about doing new things, which so as well something that it's important for the brain. So basically is simple as that, the explanation. We cannot grasp anything, and then so we get grasped with the most important things that are like the peak, what is the most intense that we can get from the behavior, and the initial and the final time of the behavior. And then so what is happening? It's based because we don't remember all the experiences, and then so what we have to understand is something that's bad because sometimes you can grasp with some specific details that they're not so something that should be deterministic to declare and to make having a characterization in our brain about the thing. But sometimes it even gets worse when we're in situations like painful or pleasurable experiences. We focus on the peak, best, worst moment and the ending and the initial rather than the full duration. That's something that happens more when we're in a more emotional state, like painful or pleasurable experiences. In decision making as well, we might make future choices based on selective memory, ignoring the overall experiencing. And when evaluating relationships, jobs, or events, a great vacation with one bad ending may be remembered negatively, even if most of it was enjoyable. And so, real life examples of that: medical procedures, a long but mostly painless surgery with brief discomfort at the end might be remembered as painful. That's something that happens. Vacations, a fantastic week long trip that ends with a missed flight might feel like a bad vacation in hindsight. Relationships, a long term relationship filled with good moments, may be judged harshly if the breakup was painful. Movies and books, if a movie or book was disappointing ending, people often rate the whole experience poorly despite enjoying most of it. And this obviously was more focused like in the ending, but it was as well the initial example. Sometimes it is the best example, probably the impressions that we have towards other people. Sometimes a first impression gonna influence a lot whole the type of judgment that we're going further on in the posterior type of appearances and connections that I have with people, just because of a first impression that I got is so the best type of explanation that I can do. That's so the importance of the initial type of thing that a type of relationship or a contact, whatever it is, it can be declared as a behavior. Then so is pretty so illustrative of the importance of the initial of the thing. That's why it's so good. And people tend to say that if I want to convince someone, it's good to do a first impression. It's good to as well work when I finish whatever is a presentation to sell a product. It's good to finishing with good statements, with so making a less type of impression as good. Starting the presentation is something that's good instead of starting slowly and expecting to explode in the final. It's good to start already well, and obviously the peak, the most memorable type of thing that can be taken from your presentation. It's something that's good because by the world surrounded so much ideas, so much things, we tend to be selective, and then so we are evaluated by the best thing that we can do. You do not receive by being like good in by being like having some knowledge in psychology, by being having some knowledge in healthcare, by being some knowledge in technologies. What you get paid for by a specific work that you is specialized, so it's about just one thing, or health or psychology or technology role, but you just paid by how much good you are in one specific work. You might know how good you are in a lot of works. That's why we say that sometimes we prefer like be the top 10 in a world in a specific skill than being like better in being like in the 10% in skills in 5 or 6 skills, because it's almost like a winner takes all. One that is better in one specific thing tends to be the one that gains more exponentially more than other one that even so just being slightly worse by being not the best, it gains much less. It's like something that we have to focus in being selective. We don't perform in everything. Sometimes we have just to be smart enough to kind of judge and kind of so perform in the things that matter most, that have more leverage. And then so that's why it's important to understand that you not have to perform whole time. Sometimes some people are labeled in certain way just by a small tiny type of actions that I have done. And that's where it comes the concept of leverage. It's important to have leverage in our life because leverage is almost the opposite of always having, and we're having the feel that we have always to put a hard work to perform better than other ones. Not, sometimes you just have to be smart, and when you're talking about the behaviors, sometimes in interaction we just have to focus in how you approach initially, how you end the interaction, and what was the best type of thing that has happened in the interaction. That's where so is the main point of the reason for why we have interacted with. And that's something that happens. A thing that can help for you is when you're going to go for looking for a job, if they're going to go like a series of journeys that are going to talk with a lot of potential type of workers, you could start by being the first one, or the last one will be the two best choices if you want to make and be remarkable for these people. And then so how to overcome it when it's something that can be bad for you. Be aware of the beast, that's where so the video was good for. Reflect on whole experiences if you are the one that not gonna be so attached by what just first started first and how it ended. So ask yourself, was the entire event really bad, or I'm just focusing on one moment? Keep records. Writing down talks during experience can help you remember it more accurately later. That's one of the best ways to fight so your tendency to just look for some specific moment. And make consciously endings positive, since we remember endings the most. Try to end events, meetings, or experience on high note, and obviously working as well in what you offer as best from your interaction, and focus in how you started. And then so I expect this video has helped you to be a better person, to have so better interactions, and then using concepts as leverage in your life to not always be a hard worker, but be someone that's selective where is going to put their full energy. So I expect this video has helped you to make you a better person, and see you in the next one.